Hello guys, Brad on YouTube again, and I have a fragrance review for you today. And this is one of the samples that Frunkinator had sent me. He sent me three different things, and this is the last one. And it was a decant of Bulgari Pour Homme Extreme. So thanks for the fragrances, Frunkinator. It was great checking these out. So this will be the final review from that little haul. This one was introduced in 1999 and classified as a woody aromatic. Base noters gave it 47 positives, 5 neutrals, and 9 negatives. So quite a bit of love for this fragrance. It's a flanker of the original Bulgari Pour Homme. And here are some of the notes as listed at Fragrantica, and there's quite a few of them listed. Top notes of coriander, lavender, galbanum, tea, grapefruit, neroli, petit grain, and bergamot. In the mid notes and heart, nutmeg, pepper, balsam fir, guaiac wood, Brazilian rosewood, and cardamom. And in the base, orris, sandalwood, musk, oak moss, and cedar. Okay, well, first of all, as far as the YouTube community goes, I think there was only one other reviewer that touched base with this fragrance, and that was Tim. And Tim really seemed to like this one. He really emphasized the grapefruit, said it was a very classy grapefruit fragrance. And when I apply this to my skin, I do get, a very prominent grapefruit note for a couple seconds, but then that pretty much fades away. It might still linger on, but I don't get a lot of the grapefruit after the first few seconds. What happens to me is these other notes start coming in, and I pretty much get a very, I would say, kind of like a green stick smell. If you took like a tree branch about an inch thick, that was pretty young, and you bent it, and it didn't really break. It just kind of tore, and you got these green fibers. And you smell that. That's kind of what this kind of smells like to me. And then you blend that with that tea note that Bulgari likes to use, the Darjeeling tea note. And if you've ever smelled Bulgari Soiree, that is a very good example of what that tea note smells like, because that's pretty much what that one's all about. But this doesn't emphasize the tea note quite as much, but it's still in there. So, yeah, for me, it's pretty much a heavy dose of green woods and the black tea. So it's kind of like if you layered Bulgari Soiree with maybe some other type of greenish wood type fragrance. I'm thinking maybe something along the lines of He Wood by D Squared 2 maybe, but probably not exactly. So this would probably work best in the spring, since it does have like that green smell to it. But it really didn't flatter me as much as it did Tim, apparently. I find that it is classy and sophisticated, but comes across as a bit bitter. Some people do mention that they get some type of tomato leaf accord. I'm not sure if I ever seen that tomato leaf accord mentioned in my research, but I kind of see what they're talking about. So if you're not a fan of bitter, earthy fragrances, you probably won't be blown away by this one either. I'm gonna give it maybe a reluctant around a 6.5 out of 10. It's wearable, but just barely to me. Um, Not something that I would want to purchase. I think it's almost too raw for me. It's like it's missing something. It's like I think if this was just like the groundwork for a fragrance, maybe you added some extra orange, bergamot, or maybe a mint note or something to kind of flesh it out a little bit more and kind of cut back on some of that bitterness. You might have something, but based on my impressions off of this sample here from Frunkinator, didn't blow me away very much. Just okay, and just barely okay. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this one. It was good to try another Bulgari fragrance, because I do believe Bulgari makes some pretty good fragrances. I do know that they like to use that tea note. So I think maybe for spring, maybe this is a little bit more appropriate than Soiree. And if I had to choose between Soiree and Extreme, maybe I would favor Extreme a little bit, just because it is a bit more complex, but still not quite there yet, in my opinion. So that's my opinion on Bulgari Extreme. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, let me know what you think of Bulgari Extreme. If you've watched Tim's review and you agree with Tim, or you think maybe my review was more accurate, I want to know what you guys think. Were you blown away by it, or just find it kind of blah, bitter? I know my wife, I sprayed this on my arm, and immediately she was pretty much repulsed by it. I don't think this fragrance is supposed to be smelled right off the first blast, because it does, when it's strong, it's pretty pungent. So yeah, but when it dries down and becomes a little bit closer to the skin, a little bit easier to wear. So yeah, Bulgari Extreme by Bulgari. Thanks for watching, and hope to talk to you guys later.